Hello and welcome. This is Christina Hills, and you are here for the big picture overview of creating an online business. And this is my masterclass training that will come with a PDF download. You'll be getting that later. So, in this training, you are going to learn all the things you need to set yourself up for massive success online. Well, first off, who am I? My name is Christina Hills, and I've been teaching a program called the Website Creation Workshop. And before that, I was in the Hollywood special effects industry. And the most famous film I worked on was Star Wars Episode 1. But here is my IMDb page. IMDb is like the database for movies and TV shows, and I have credits in a bunch of movies, so I have my own IMDb page. And I worked on Star Wars, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, and Jurassic Park, and it was a lot of fun. This was before I had a kid, so E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Jurassic Park 2. This was a shot that I did, and my job was to mix together the live action with the dinosaurs. So I put the dinosaur in, put the smoke on top, put the red light glowing on the dinosaur, and made it all work together. And again, the most famous film I worked on was Star Wars Episode 1. Not the one that came out in the 70s, but the one that came out in the mid 90s. And as I mentioned before, since 2008, I've taught more than 4,000 coaches, consultants, speakers, authors, healers, and business owners how to quickly and easily create a website in WordPress. My passion and gift is teaching technology and making it easy. And I live the entrepreneurial lifestyle. And there's me with my daughter, Maggie, and I decided to become an online entrepreneur so I could be home with her. But early on in my career, I hired an outsourcing agency to build me some websites. So they had built me a couple of WordPress websites. But then they built something I didn't ask for. Can you guess what it is that they built? I'm embarrassed to tell this story, but I've gotten more comfortable with it. My webmaster built his own porn site inside my hosting account. So that was it for me. I couldn't believe it. I was paying him, and then he's spending the time on my dime creating a porn site. So no more depending upon these guys, right? So that's what turned the ship and set where I said I'm going to learn how to do this myself. And then once I did, I learned that I discovered that I could teach it to other people. All right, so enough about me. Let's talk about you. So this is you, and you're pretty smart and educated. But this online world is a little confusing because it's very ephemeral. You don't touch it. So what I want to do is give you the big picture overview of creating an online business. Because your website and your business is the heart of your marketing, right? So you have an online business, your website is basically the center of your world on the internet. And I'll be talking about social media, but here's the important thing to remember about social media. You do not own your social media presence. So you're like a renter on all of these platforms, and at any point they can kick you out. But your website is something that you own and you have control of. So let's go through this online world with you at the center and all the social media around you, and sort of how we weave and move and interact online. So social media, the point of social media, if you're doing it for business, is to bring people to your website. Engage with them and bring people to your website. The other way you get people to your website is with marketing and networking events and meeting people in person and talking to them and giving your website URL or a business card and having people go to your site. Another way to get people to your website is through email. Either email marketing, and I'm going to be talking about that, or just a signature line at the bottom of your personal emails that tell people your website. So these are the ways you get people to your site. And then once at your site, then they're clicking off of your site to go to your shopping cart, maybe to make a purchase of a product or service. Or if you do in-person consulting, or maybe you're a healer and people come to your center or your office, then from your website they get information to come to your clinic or store or home office. Or people come to your site and get information and then they call you because maybe you do phone consultations. But with all of this online world and marketing, your website is at the center. So let's talk about your website for a little bit. So your website is your home, and here are a few hosting companies to host your website, and I'm going to go deeper into that in a different training. But your website is your home, and your home has an address. And you might have bought that, and that is your domain name. And so you might have bought it at GoDaddy or Namecheap. There's lots of different places to buy a domain name. And your domain name is connected, it points to your hosting. So you buy your domain name, you buy your web hosting, and you connect it together. So for example, with the website creation workshop, screenshot of my homepage. Here's a screenshot of my blog. So when you go to my website, you can click on the menu at the top and you'll see my blog. And I send a blog post out about once a week. I also have ChristinaHills.com, and that's I call it my portal site. It's the main site, and from there you can find all my other websites. All right, so I'm going to take this poll. Do you have a website? Do you have a website? So either yes, and it's in WordPress. Yes, but it's not in WordPress. Yes, but I'm not sure what it is, or no, I don't have a site yet. So people are just clicking on the poll, and just go ahead and click on the screen. If you just joined us or you joined us late, we're taking a poll now. All right, I think I'll close the poll and I'll share the results. So a lot of you have a WordPress site. That's awesome. Some of you have a site, but it's not in WordPress. A few of you are not sure what your site is, and a whole bunch of you don't have a website yet. So I will hide that. I will be doing a training in a couple of weeks on going more deeply into a WordPress website. So you're going to want to watch for that. Watch your email for that. This one is more of a big picture, a little bit more general. And as I mentioned before, at the beginning of the webinar, I am going to have a training that's going to be coming up soon, so you'll want to watch for that. All right, so let's go back to the big picture of building your online business. So first I want to start with the social media part. Okay, so let's talk about social media. In 2020, an estimated 3.6 billion people are using social media worldwide, a number projected to increase to almost 4.41 billion in 2025. So you can see from this graph the growth of social media. More and more people are getting on social media. And here is the latest stats from the Social Media Examiner, who does an annual report on what are the most commonly used social media platforms. And Facebook is it, followed by Instagram, then LinkedIn, then YouTube, then Twitter, and TikTok, which is gaining more popularity. So who hangs out where, right? When you're thinking about having an online business and you're thinking about, where you want to spend your time and put your efforts in, I'm just going to go through briefly. This is a sort of short synopsis of the different social media platforms. So Facebook, well, everybody's on Facebook pretty much. Instagram is gaining a lot of traction. It's a little bit more personal, visually oriented, and I've got this saying younger generation, but really it's catching up to Facebook. Twitter, customer service and news and big celebrities are on Twitter. And then LinkedIn, corporate networkers, recruiters, it's mainly B2B. It's mainly a little bit more serious. The other social media, YouTube, entertainment industry, it's a lot of how-to. People are making money from their YouTube views and people with video-friendly content to share. TikTok, I currently don't have a TikTok account. TikTok is a younger crowd. They're short videos, they're tall format, and people dancing and singing and expressing themselves. So I'm not a huge fan of TikTok, but there are people there. And then Pinterest is also very visually oriented. It skews female, and it's a lot of crafters, photography, food, fashion, fitness are on Pinterest. All right, I'm going to take this poll. Do you use social media? Do you use social media? Yes, all the time. Yes, but only occasionally. No, not yet. Or no, I hate social media. And then maybe you're not sure. It is okay to hate social media. I know a lot of people who don't like social media or they closed their social media accounts. I'm just curious for the people here live if you what you think about social media. So go ahead and click on the screen. We'll get a few more votes and then I'll close the poll. And as you notice, I'm taking a lot of polls today. The question is for either personal or business. It's just, do you use it? Do you use it? All right, I think I'll close the poll. Share the results. So a lot of you are using it all the time. A good portion are using it, but only sometimes. And a few of you know not yet. And a few of you hate social media, no problem. And then some of you are not sure. All right. My next slide is a question for you to type in the question box. Which social media platform do you spend the most time on, either business or personal? So just type in the chat, and I think that I should add a slide there so people can know how to type in the chat. So hopefully you know how to type in the chat. And we have, let's see, Joanna, can you just read out how people are responding?
We have a lot of Facebooks, some Instagram, some YouTube, but mostly Facebook.
Yeah, and I probably should have added Clubhouse to my slides, so maybe I'll do that in the future. Okay, looks like mostly Facebook is what people are saying, and that's what I was expecting. All right, so why am I asking this? The thing about social media and your website is you can share your articles to social media. So, for example, I have this article and I shared it to Facebook. So I just took some screenshots. Then I shared that same article to Instagram. Now with Instagram, you can see a picture, but you can't see, there's no clickable links, right? So Facebook works a little bit better because people can click, but on Instagram, people can actually, they can see the image. Then I also shared this to LinkedIn. So I took the same article and I shared it to multiple places. And then I also shared it to Twitter. So what I did in this instance was I had an article on my website that I shared from social media to get people engaged, right? Engaged with it, and then they would click and come to my website. So the next way to get people to your website is networking events, and I don't have a slide for that, but let's move on to email marketing. So I want to talk about email marketing. So here's the blog post article on my website, and this was the one that I shared to social media. I also, when I do a blog post article, I send it out in my newsletter. So I'm just type in the chat. Are you on my newsletter? You might not have gotten this one, but are you on my email list? I think most of the people here are on my email list. Yeah, so anytime I do a blog post, I also email it out because you're going to catch different people in different places. You might not have gotten this one. It depends when you joined my email list. So if you didn't get this article, don't worry about it. So what I'm doing is I'm repurposing my labor. I'm writing an article and repurposing it. So here's the great thing about email marketing. You send an email and it gets people to your website, but then on your website, they'll find the place to opt in and then they'll get on your email list. So this is kind of a two-way street, right? Your website, people go to it to opt in, then they get on your email list, then on your email list, you're sending emails out and sending them back to your website. So the whole point of an email list is to build a group of people and create a loyal following. People who like you, like what you have to offer, and like your information. So every business, every online business needs some kind of opt-in offer. And if you're getting started and you're thinking, oh my goodness, Christina, I'm just trying to get set up online. I don't know if I can put together an opt-in offer. You can always have a get my latest articles. You know, it's not the best, but you can always do that. So where do you put this opt-in? Well, you can have a right sidebar with an opt-in. So this is on my blog, I have a sidebar, or you can have a standalone page where people go to and they click to opt in, and here you would click and a little pop-up box would pop up and people would opt in. Then either way you have it set up, they would get to a thank you page. So I call this the thank you download page. So they opt in, and on the thank you page is a video and then a PDF that people can click and download. At the same time, a follow-up email message is sent to the visitor. So you've probably seen this many times, and you've probably experienced this also, that when people sign up, when you sign up to someone's list, you get an email download as well as that thank you page. All right, so let me use this picture. I think this picture explains it well. So somebody comes to your website, they see the opt-in offer, whatever it might be, they enter their name and email, they get to a thank you page. At the same time, the information goes into an email marketing database, and then a series of one or several email messages will go to the person based on what they opted in for. So here is another example, my do-it-yourself website creation checklist. You click to download it, a pop-up box pops up, and then you get to a thank you page where you can get the download, watch the video, and on mine, I generally have a link to one of my other trainings. Again, at the same time, an email comes in to the person who opted in, and then they get the download as well. So I always have an email and a thank you page to follow up with the person. All right, so your opt-in goodie, right? People are opting into something, and I call it the opt-in goodie. So when you're having an opt-in goodie that you're going to have for your own business, you need to decide on the content and the format. So what's your opt-in goodie content, right? So it should be about your area of expertise, and this is going to be different for everybody. So if you don't have one yet, ask your current clients what they might want, or just do some brainstorming. Like, whatever your expertise, what could the opt-in be, right? So that's the content. What information are you going to give people? Then you want to think about your format. So what format is your opt-in offer going to be? So some people are really good at making Word docs and PDFs, and they have information. So maybe it's going to be a PDF handout, or maybe it's going to be a video, or maybe your opt-in is contact me for a consultation or a sample music. There's lots of different opt-ins. There's lots of different formats you can have for your opt-in offer. All right, I want to take this poll. Do you have an email marketing system? And I'm guessing most people don't. So don't feel bad if your answer is no. Do you have an email marketing system already? You know, something like MailChimp or Aweber, Constant Contact, or ActiveCampaign, or Infusionsoft, or Entreport. All right, I'm going to close the poll. Enough of you have voted, and share the results. So, like I imagine, some have one already, but the majority of you don't. Okay, that is quite all right. And let me just pause. Am I going too fast, or is the pacing good? Just type in is my pacing okay? Okay, looks like most people are saying the pacing is good. Okay, great. And again, I will be answering questions at the end. All right, well, here's my quote. In order to email your list, you have to email your list. And that sounds kind of silly, and it sounds sort of redundant, but people get used to getting an email once a day, or getting an email once a week, or getting an email once a month. So if you like to email your list a lot, you have to email them a lot. So you have to, in order to email your list, you have to email your list. And when I started out, I was emailing like once a month. I'd put a newsletter out, and then I kicked it up to once a week, and now I'm emailing multiple times a week. All right, well, I wanted to point out to watch for the PDF resources handout that will be coming in your email. So that will be either sometime today or tomorrow. You should get that in your email. All right, so that kind of summarizes the overview of the email marketing part. Now I want to talk about selling online. So let's talk about selling your products and services online. All right, I got another poll. Do you currently sell online? Yes, on my own website. Yes, but on a third-party website. That might be like Amazon or something. No, not yet, or no, I don't want to sell online. So I'm imagining most people will say no, not yet, but there are some who are selling on their website. So just click on the screen while I take a sip of water. All right, I'm going to close this poll and share the results. So some of you are selling on your website, bravo. And some of you are selling on a third-party website. Like I said, it might be Etsy or Amazon or some other place like that. But the majority of people here are not yet selling. So I will close that poll. So let me walk you through the sales process, kind of like my other diagram, a single product sales process. So what do I mean by a single product? Like if you're selling an event, or if you're selling a group coaching, or if you're selling, one-on-one consulting, that's a single product, meaning the goal that you have for the person visiting your site is to just buy one thing. So in this example, they come to your site, they see what they want to buy, they go straight to the order form, and then they go to the post-purchase thank you page. Versus like going to a website like Amazon, you buy, you add it to the cart, and then they tell you, would you like to buy this other thing? And they keep filling up the cart. So here's the example. So I have an online course called the Graphics Creation Workshop. And at the bottom of the page is a place to click to purchase, to enroll in that program. And that one has just a one-time fee. When they click, they get to a secure order form, and this is where they enter their credit card info and name and billing address. And then on the next page, the thank you page in this instance takes you inside the course. So there's an in-between stage where you pick a username and password, and then you get inside the program for the graphics creation workshop. And we might have some students here today who are in that program as well. Here's an example of a colleague of mine, Judy Foster. Her site is womenswisdom.net. And what she sells is a membership. So she sells a membership to her community, and there's different pricing levels. And the way she does it is people go straight over to PayPal. So it is my opinion that everyone should have PayPal. Everyone should have PayPal. And there are two types of PayPal accounts: a personal account and a business account. So let me explain what the difference is. A personal PayPal account is for people who shop online or maybe send money to friends, but with a personal account, you can't accept credit cards. With a business account, it does allow you to accept credit card payments, and it allows you to do business under a business name and do a PayPal mass pay. So I recommend that you get the business account. Now, the business account I have, I don't pay a monthly fee for it. So I don't pay for anything when somebody, if I make a sale, PayPal will take a cut, just like a credit card company will take like a 3%. But I'm not paying a monthly fee. So that's key when you're thinking of getting a PayPal account. You want to get a business account connected to your business checking account. You can still have a personal account, if you're going to shop for yourself or buy Christmas presents or whatever, you want to have that connected to your personal checking account. But again, you always want to consult with your tax advisor. Now, Stripe, my next slide. Stripe is a payment processor that allows you to take credit cards. So some people don't want to deal with PayPal. You can sign up for Stripe. You pay as you go. There's no setup monthly or hidden fees, and you only pay for what you use. So if you're getting started and maybe the first month you're getting things set up, you wouldn't pay anything. Again, they take a cut. I don't know exactly what it is. It's something like 3%. So here's my how a product is sold online diagram, which was similar to the email marketing diagram. The person comes to the site, they find the product for sale, they click, they get to that shopping cart order form, then they get to a post-purchase thank you page, and that can be many different things. Sometimes the thank you page is great, we got your order, we'll ship it to you within a few days. So then the money that you've collected goes in either to your merchant account or your PayPal account. Again, the merchant account is when you sign up for credit card processing. And then your information goes into your shopping cart account database, and the customer will get an email receipt and any other follow-up emails that go along with that product or program. So walking through this diagram again, here's an example of a sales page for the website creation workshop. And then at the bottom of the sales page are the different payment plans. A person would click on the payment plan and then get to the order form, the secure order form where they enter their credit card details, and then the thank you page takes them into the private members area, and they would pick a username and password and then get into my private members area. That's how I'm selling, because I teach online, so people purchase my trainings and they get into the members area. So again, this is that diagram of what I just walked you through of how a product is sold online. So what product do you want to create? Again, just like an opt-in, you want to choose your product or program format. So maybe it's making videos, maybe you've got a video training or PDFs, or you've got audios. Maybe you're selling meditation audios. Maybe part of your thing that you're selling has checklists or diagrams or digital downloads. Maybe you're selling a community, and so people are buying into the community forum. Live webinars. Live webinars are part of my training programs. Maybe you're selling software or tools, or maybe you're selling in-person seminars where people go online to buy your in-person seminar, and then you send them the information and then they show up at the location. So here's another poll. Which format is easiest for you? So if you're thinking about creating something online, what's going to be easiest for you? Is it going to be making videos or audios? Is it going to be live webinars or teleseminars? And teleseminar, not too many people do teleseminars anymore. Or maybe creating PDFs or checklists or diagrams, or maybe it's something else that I haven't thought of. I think we should make a note, Joanna, the other, we should have live events. I think live events should go in there. Just make a note while people are clicking the poll. All right, I think about half of you have voted. I think I'll close the poll because I want to keep this moving along. All right, so I'm going to close the poll and share the results. So, and I see people are typing in, I need to add in person, right? So it could be a therapy appointment or a in-person consultation or a healing. And so I need to add that for next time. But anyway, as you can see, most of the people who answered, it's PDF checklists and diagrams, but then there's also videos and for some people live webinars or teleseminars. Okay, so I'm going to hide that again. So just like an opt-in goodie, what need would a potential customer or client have? And what product or program could you create to solve that need? So when you're thinking about selling something online, you want to think about what expertise do you have and what need does a potential customer slash client, what need do they have that you could fill? Or you don't have to sell your own product. You could sell other people's products. And so you could sell affiliate products on your site. So here's an example. I don't provide hosting, but I suggest hosting companies. And then I always give out my affiliate link for those hosting companies. And another way to do it is Amazon. Sign up for an Amazon Associates program, and then you can add the links to your website, and then when people click based on your recommendation, you can earn some money. So here's an example of someone who's a health and lifestyle coach, and they have books that they recommend that they have listed on their site. Now, it's really hard, just a little aside, it's really hard to make a ton of money from having an Amazon store on your website. You'll make a little bit of money, but it's difficult to make a ton of money. So just keep that in mind, but you know, everything helps. So if you're going to recommend some books, you might as well get a little bit of credit when people click and purchase that book. All right, so what do you need to sell directly online? So here's my list. You need a website, a product or a program, a payment processor like a merchant account, PayPal, or Stripe, some kind of shopping cart system, an email system, and then I have in here fulfillment house. That's only if you're selling physical products and shipping them yourself. If you are going to sell through Amazon, then they provide all of that. And actually, if you're going to sell through Amazon, you don't need a payment processor. But you will need, if you're going to deliver digital goods, you're going to need a way to deliver your digital goods. So here is my diagram expanded. And so you've got your website, you've got your shopping cart order form, you've got the post-purchase thank you page. In my program, people can also get a binder that I ship out and mail to people. You need a way to take credit cards or PayPal, and then some kind of shopping cart system, and then often the shopping cart system will send an email receipt, but then you'll need, at some point, you'll need an email system to send the follow-ups. So once you have an email list and a product or program, you can create a simple marketing funnel. So here is a simple marketing funnel. People come to your site, they opt in for the free offer, and you start sending them emails, and then over time you will send them something, an offer for a program or a product, and they'll see that, get engaged, make a purchase, and now you've got the customer as a person as a customer, or they're in your membership program or your online course. So this is a very, very simple marketing funnel. Back to my big picture overview, let's just talk briefly about phone. Let's talk about phone, webinar, or Zoom consultations. So if you're going to have an online business, many people start out as a consultant. You don't have to have a product off the bat. So Zoom is a great way. People are very familiar with Zoom. A basic Zoom meeting is free, although they do limit the time that you can have for your Zoom call, and they limit the number of people that you can have. So Zoom is one system, GoToWebinar or GoToMeeting is another system, and you'll just have to look and see based on the pricing what's going to work for you. Now, some people just they don't do Zoom or GoToMeeting, they just do phone. So they just set up, they call people directly. So that's fine too. It's whatever you are comfortable with. The nice thing about doing a Zoom call, if you're a consultant, you can record it with your client and then send them the recording, and it really adds a lot of value to your one-on-one coaching or consulting. So the great thing about an online business is it allows you to make money while you're playing. So that's my husband and daughter and I at Disneyland. We love going to Disneyland, and my website is still up and going while we are away. And an online business gives you more time for family. And when my daughter was in school, was in elementary and middle school, she would act in these plays, and so I was able to donate my time and my money to the nonprofit, which was the theater group she was a part of. An online business lets you spend more time on your other creative projects. So my daughter, husband, and I, we did a little Web Riding Hood skit, and my husband played the wolf, and my daughter played Little Red Riding Hood. These are just a few stills. We did Alice in WordPress Land. That's me and my daughter many years ago. This is also from Alice in WordPress Land, and this is from Little Web Riding Hood. So you're going to want to watch for the PDF resource guide that will come in your email. So you will want to watch for that. And this has been the big picture overview of creating an online business. Again, my name is Christina Hills. And I now just want to briefly tell you about my next training event.
Christina,
Hey there.
Okay, there's your audio.
Yeah, if you can somehow, my PowerPoint got stuck, so if you can just let people know, I'm going to bring up my next training event, and then we will take questions.
Okay, and Jenny just said that she remembers when you did Little Red Riding Hood, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, that was fun. Not everybody has seen that, but I'll have to send that out. Hold on.
Sounds good. So Christina's going to get her slides up and running, and it looks like you got them, and then we'll be answering questions.
Okay, so my next training event is, I think it's next week, creating a website that reflects who you are as a soul-inspired entrepreneur. And I use the term entrepreneur. Joanna, if you could put that link in the chat. That might not be a word that you use. Maybe you're an author or a coach, or maybe you just don't use the word entrepreneur, but it doesn't matter. Entrepreneur kind of covers everybody. But you'll want to go ahead and get opted in for that, so that we know that that'll be another training, interactive training like this one. And then also the winter website creation workshop program is going to be opening soon. So, and I'm going to send it out to everybody on my email list, but if for some reason you're not, websitecreationclass.com is the place to go. So this concludes the PowerPoint part. And again, I have this slide and this slide. I couldn't decide which one I liked, but you do want to watch for the PDF resource guide that will come in your email. All right, so I'm ready to take questions. If anybody has any questions about what I covered, you can open up this little box and just type in your question.
Okay.
Do we have any questions, Joanna?
We do. Aviva was asking earlier when you were talking about selling from your website. They were wondering, what is your definition of selling?
Great question. So selling from your website means maybe you're an author, you have a link to Amazon, or you've got a link on your site for people to buy your coaching, or maybe you're selling products. So that's what I meant by selling from your website, where someone can go to your website and they can click and they can buy something, whether it's through you directly or through Amazon or another way.
Okay. And then when you were showing the slides of the selling process, Richard had asked, did you have to build the order form, or is that something that's supplied by the payment processor?
That's supplied, let me get out of here, by the payment processor. So if I go to graphicscreationworkshop.com/enroll. So this is my program for people who want to create their own graphics without hiring a web designer or without having to know anything about web design. And so this is my page. It's built in WordPress. Tells you everything about this program. And at the bottom, and it's on sale now, we have a link to purchase. And this takes me to my shopping cart system, and they designed this. I just added my picture here. I set the colors and I put my words here and a few testimonials. So this is already that's already created with the shopping cart system that I use. Okay.
Okay. So Richard says, thank you very much. We have a question from Alfreda.
Okay.
Alfreda was wondering, what programs do you suggest to use for a funnel? Is that in the resources PDF that we're sending out? I can't recall.
I think it might be. You know, it's sort of, how do you define a funnel? So in a way, this page is a funnel. So you sign up for the webinar, you enter your name and email, that gets you onto my email list, sends you to a thank you page, and then sends a follow-up email. So there's lots of different systems you can use to create funnels.
Okay. Adrian was wondering, what is the average time frame to learn how to build a website?
That's a great question. So it all depends, Alfreda, no, Adrienne, it all depends upon you. So some people had a website before, so they already have a lot of the web copy written. Some people didn't have a website before. Some people are really nimble at using lots of browsers. Other people aren't. So I've had people take the website creation workshop and in a weekend get their site done. Other people take it and they're still seeing clients, or they might have a job or a family, and so they take a little bit longer. So it really depends upon you. Some people have a very simple site, they get it up quickly. Other people, their site's a little bit more complex, so it takes longer. Some people are more decisive, so they're like, yep, that looks good. And other people hem and haw, and I'm not sure. So it's really hard to say.
Okay, and Beth was wondering, how often do you offer the website creation workshop?
I usually offer it 2 or 3 times a year, and so we're doing a winter session. So because January, winter, January, February, so that's when we're doing it next.
Okay. Jenny says, I want to sell original drawings from my site, and since they are originals, there's only one of each. So I need the item to be marked as sold so someone doesn't, a second person doesn't pay for it. And she's wondering, how do you do that?
How do you mark something as sold? So, well, that's pretty easy. Jenny, did you take my website creation workshop course? I don't have a site to go to, but Jenny did, yes. So if you're selling original work and then you want to show that it's sold, just edit the page and remove the buy link and put in the word sold. Yeah, and I also want to mention, for those of you who have a WordPress site and you're pretty nimble at it, you don't need a beginner's course. My website, marketingworkshop.com, that's great. This is a great program for people who have a WordPress website and they just want help updating it or marketing it. So I'll put this in the chat. All right, Joanna, let's go to another question.
Okay, and yeah, Craig had mentioned using like Shopify or Etsy, and I think depending on your shopping cart system, will it let you put like the inventory amount that you have, so that way when it's all gone, the shopping cart would.
Yes, Shopify and Etsy, they're their own system, and those are
Okay,
usually for people selling like a lot of products, like lots of different products. And you can add that to your WordPress website.
okay, yeah. So Jenny was asking, if it could be done automatically, because she won't know right away if somebody pays.
Um, Jenny, you should look into Etsy or Shopify and see how that does. You can, there's also WooCommerce, you would set your inventory. So if your inventory was 1, then it would show once it's sold.
Okay, sounds good. Then Aviva was asking about email software. Which one, in your opinion, is the most cost effective and easiest to navigate?
I think that's in the PDF handout. So email
We,
systems, is that what she's asking about?
yeah, she says email funnel software. I know we do recommend a few in that PDF. Do you have one that you think is the easiest and most cost effective?
I don't know if it's in there, but ConvertKit is one that I haven't played with it, but I heard it's great for people getting started. I use christinasresources.com/aweber. I'll put this in the chat. So you want to get something https:// hold on. You want to get something that will grow with you. I spelled that wrong. Aweber. So let me put the correct link in. That's why we have the PDF. There's also ActiveCampaign. So start with something that, oh, that's not what I wanted. Start with something that's inexpensive to get started. Oh, this is only a 14-day free trial. Oh, I thought they had a free version. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, they do have a free version. Okay, so ConvertKit is, now I haven't used it, so, but I hear it's better for beginners.
Okay. And Wes, we good for the next question?
Yes, we're good for the next question.
Okay. Wesley was asking, how is a merchant account set up to accept payments?
How is a merchant account set up to accept payments? So if you get Stripe, you don't have to sign up for a merchant account because it's all built into Stripe. If you use PayPal, you don't have to get a merchant account because it's all built in. Now, some people on this call have a merchant account because maybe they had a storefront or they've been in business for a long time. So the merchant account is sort of the middleman in between your bank and the person's credit card.
Okay. Irv says, I am a copy editor and I'm trying to narrow my focus to business communications and was wondering if you had any tips on rebranding. I don't think that was something you covered today.
No, I didn't cover that. So business communications, that still sounds kind of vague. So I would get a little bit more specific. So business communications for what? For maybe you can, for realtors or mortgage brokers, or, I mean, do you have a niche? I would get a little bit more specific because business communications is not, nobody's going to know what that means exactly. So think about the people you've done the best with, and I would niche in on that.
Okay, sounds
Oh,
good.
we got a lot of good questions coming in.
Yes, we do. Cynthia was asking, if you use Shopify or Etsy, do you own the emails or do they own them?
You'll have to look at Shopify or Etsy. I'm a WordPress expert, so I don't know what their terms are.
Okay. And Tia says, oh, what shopping cart system do you use or recommend? And those will be in the PDF resources that we'll email out.
I use Thrivecart. Did I put that link in the chat? And everyone, you don't have to save these links because we are going to send that out. But I'm using Thrivecart, so christinasresources.com/Thrivecart. And they're still running this special offer where you pay once instead of paying monthly. So you can get a lifetime account.
Okay.
So I really like it. I think it's really easy to use and it looks nice.
Okay. Aviva was wondering if it's better to use a purchase theme if you want to batch create several sites that all have a few similarities but some different components, or is it better not to use the same theme when batching several sites?
I think it's better, and next week I'm talking about creating a website that reflects who you are. So you're going to want to come to that. And then sometime after that, I forget which day we have it scheduled, I'm going to go deeper into creating a WordPress website. But I think it's a good idea to get one WordPress theme design and then um, keep using that same theme, just customize it a little bit differently. So for example, this website marketing workshop is the same theme as the graphics creation workshop, but this one, see how this has a boxed format and this one doesn't have a boxed format. So the colors go wide all the way across, whereas this one, it's in a boxed format. So different colors, but it's the same theme design. And I also use that for the website creation workshop. Good question.
Okay.
Sounds like she's a little bit more advanced, so she might be more interested in my website marketing workshop. But anyway, let's keep going with the big picture overview.
Yes. Okay. Angela was asking, how do I get people to sign up for my email?
How do you get people to sign up for your email? Well, what you do is you create something compelling, Angela, that people would want. So I don't know what your market is, but think about what it is that you have or your expertise that people might want to sign up for. So like I have a lot of signups for a webinar because I like to teach a webinar. You could have a sign up for a PDF or a checklist or top 10 things people need to ask a realtor before they work with an agent. So think about what it is that people want. Oh, I can go back to that part in the slide. You know, I don't know how many other questions we have, so I'm not sure
We
if I
have
should.
about 2 or 3 more questions so
Okay,
far.
let me just find place. So in my talk, I talked about what format you want to deliver it, and then what is the content. So right now, this opt-in was for a webinar, right, talking about the big picture overview, and then I'm also going to send you that PDF that will come in your email, so you'll want to watch your email. But for everybody here, just think about what format's going to be easy for you, and I know most of you put in PDF. All right, Joanna, back to you.
Okay. Keith says, your website and process is wonderful. Would your training get someone a fairly decent website, and how long does it take to develop a website following the completion of your website creation workshop?
So let me come over to my blog and the success stories. Let's see, I've got one memorized. Neil Aponte, he is a therapist, a talk therapist who's in New York City, and he just got his site up and he's focusing on his blog posts. This page, these are the examples, and we'll show more of these examples in the creating a website that reflects who you are. But we have these different categories. Did Keith say sort of what category? We have coaches, business coaches. These are all my students, healers, artists. Why don't people just type in the chat, like, what category do you fall into? Categories I have are coaches, business coaches, authors, healers, artists, health and wellness, consultants, spiritual professionals, Feldenkrais practitioners, hands-on practitioners. Keith is wellness.
Wellness, yes.
Yeah, and wellness can actually fall into multiple categories. So let me just go back.
Got an artist, writer, healer, health coach, wellness coaching as well.
Yeah, I don't know if we have health coach. We might that. Health and wellness would probably be where health coaches are. And these are the Feldenkrais practitioners. So here are a few of them. We probably need to cull this out. I think we have too many in here. But we have a lot of health and wellness coaches.
Okay, so it would get somebody a fairly decent website, and then
Yeah, fairly decent. How about
yeah,
awesome?
very decent, more than decent.
Awesome. Now let me
An
show,
awesome website.
I'm gonna just show a couple of,
And then
this is,
he was also wondering how long would it take to develop a website after he completes the workshop. Can you talk a little bit about that?
yes. So this is Keith, right? So
Yes.
Keith, you're developing it during the workshop. So it's not after the workshop, it's you're developing it during the workshop. And then when your site is done, then we help you get it live. So I'm just going to bring up some different people who, oh, this is a cool one. So I just want to show you how, and these are just screenshots. This gal and this gal use the same design, but they've got different headers. This is an acupuncturist. Here is helping women release negative emotions. Monica, let me bring up Monica. So Monica, her Zen Happy Place, she's using the same design as Neil, who's a psychiatrist. So he has a bigger header. Hers is a little bit smaller. She has her blog, but she has subscribed to her newsletter. Neil doesn't have that. This gal is created it with the same theme design that I'm using for the website marketing workshop. Right, did I get off on a tangent? I start getting really excited when I see people's sites. Now this gal, here's what her site looked like before and here's her after. So what happens in the website creation workshop, Keith, is that you build it in my course while going through the course. And then when you're done, we help you move it into your own hosting. So like this, her site has a different look and feel and vibe than this site, which has a different look and feel and vibe than this site and this site. So it's very unique to each person. That's what makes it so exciting, and that's why I've been running it for so many years. Here's another health and wellness site, Sensing Possibilities. Now she has this cool thing where the text scrolls over the image as if we're looking through a window. That's called parallax.
Keith was just wondering if the website, the WordPress website will allow for training by video and also live webinars.
Yeah, I think he's talking about the course.
Okay.
And yeah, so the training is live webinars where I look at what you're working on and me and Joanna give you feedback. And then there's also video. So you don't have to be live on a webinar. We have the course broken down into mini videos.
Okay. Keith, let us know if you have any other clarification questions on that. And then Jenny was just had another follow-up question. And
yeah, let me give this website creationclass.com. So if you want to be on the early notification, I'll put this in the chat and I'll also put this in the send to all. This is our early notification list for when we actually open the doors for registration. But again, if you want to come to more of a training about building a website, the different pages you should have, you'll want to come next week. But you don't have to come. You don't have to come. It's like some people like live interactive training. Other people would prefer to watch it at their own speed, and the course helps with both of those. And Joan, that's great. I see that you're on the wait list. So this is why I've been teaching this for 15 years, is each person creates something unique to themselves. Okay, where's health and wellness? Just looking for more of these. Okay, I think we should move on. I mean, I could have a whole session just on.
yeah,
Just
Joan
on.
says,
Yeah, just on showing off examples.
yes. Yeah, Joan says she needs this. Her website's a mess.
Okay.
Jenny
Awesome.
said Christina and the team make the website design and building so easy and comfortable. So thank you, Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny, I think Jenny just finished a little while ago. Jenny, I don't have it in front of me. Jenny, what's the name of your website? And I'll show it off. And while we're finding that, so Joan, here's the list of all my case studies. Put this in the chat. Jenny Ivins. Okay, right. Jenny's from Australia. Do we have any other Australians here? So here's Jenny's site. So she's an artist, and this is what she put together. And what's great about the fact that she put it together herself is she has total control over how it looks, making changes. She's got her artist blog up here. Oh, this is really nice, Jenny.
And she said she's still developing it to suit her current needs.
Right,
So
great,
still working on it.
great.
Jenny did have a follow-up question on the selling from her site. Her artist, her hand-drawn artwork are in exhibitions. So she was wondering if Etsy would be the right way to go about selling those.
Jenny, that would, we could go deeper into that because I didn't cover that in today's free call in the website marketing workshop. So you might want to think about joining me in that program, websitemarketingworkshop.com, because then we can do some research and get really good information, get all the details that you need.
Okay, Jenny's in there. So Jenny, just submit that for a class webinar. We can.
Okay, great. Okay, I didn't realize, Jenny, you were already in the website marketing workshop. So yeah, so Jenny's an example. She's here on the call. She built her site. She's an artist, and now she wants to go further with it. So she wants to figure out how to sell her one-of-a-kind pieces. Do I have too many things up? Or I'll get this back up.
Okay, I believe we've answered all of the questions that have come in live.
Okay, and yeah, we've gone a little bit over an hour. So thank you, Joanna, for helping me. And for those of you, we will watch your email for the PDF that will have the various resources about what I talked about today. And for those of you who are just getting started, I talked about a lot of different aspects of getting your online business together. Don't think you have to have it done all at once. So like Jenny got her site up and now she's thinking about adding the shopping cart. So you can build your site in phases, and I'll be talking about that more on next week. And again, if you can't come, just sign up and you'll get the replay. But I'll be talking more about the essential pages, do's and don'ts on each page. Today I stayed really general, big picture, and I will go in deeper. Joanna, anything else before we end here? Is the PDF coming out today or tomorrow morning?
Well, we can do either one actually.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see if we can get it out today. If you don't see it today, it'll come tomorrow morning.
Sounds good.
All right. I think that's it. And thank you, Joanna, for helping me. Hats off to all the students who have gotten a website up in the website creation workshop. Those of you who are thinking, hey, now's the time to get my website built, do watch your email for when registration opens. Come join me next Friday if you can. And I will see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody.